the way the world is evolving and the way these people sneakily make species and the way they tell you what they want to do and what their creations, their next steps is what they're trying to develop. Imagine a society where certain species was created, didn't even know what original species was, and that's actually what they're trying to do. I mean, even with this one, you say it's normal, it's just humans and stuff like that. I understand that side, but also I understand that the manipulation that happens to our species, not only through food, but changing the biological makeup through cell phones and all this stuff, bioelectrically. And you think about what happened behind there. They talk about putting little nanobots in your blood to freaking cure cancer and all this stuff. I mean, this was an incident that occurred, and I wanted to just show you basically, and show you some other stuff that I came across today. I also looked at 5G. I was trying to make sure that we didn't have any around here, so I'm gonna give you some bonus footage at the end of all this being over with. So we had about 4,000, they said, of these embryos that are being grown. You know, they're supposed to be human embryos. You know, people who have cancer, they've been treated for this stuff and just have a hard time having kids. Eggs were just dropped somehow, alarm went off, and somehow all these freaking eggs just were destroyed. And people went through a long process waiting for this stuff. And I mean, I don't trust these people trying to create my kids or help them be born. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's my take on it. Now, look, do what you want. I don't have any problem with it. But look, I'm going to show you this article real quick here. So stay where you're at. Here it is. Look. Egg embryo lost at Ohio fertility clinic, much worse than initially reported. The alarm system failed to alert employees at an Ohio fertility clinic about a tank malfunction, contributing to the destruction of 4,000 eggs and embryos, about double the initial reported loss, according to the letter released this week by the hospital that runs the clinic. Now, I'm just showing you this because I want to show you something else. But also they're supposed to be getting sued for this. But yeah, I don't trust these people to make any of my kids or something like that. But anyway, let me show you what's next. Now they're suggesting that bioelectricity got its growth, and it was this embryo, right? Basically I believe a tadpole-like embryo, which they had in the laboratory. That basically, without a brain, it was surviving. And this was amazing. I mean, just to hear this. Of course, with bioelectrical beings and stuff like that, you know, you get the shock whenever you, like in the fight, somebody get knocked out. It's a shock wave sent to the brain that shut the brain off, you know, all through our nervous system and all this stuff. Anyway, tiny tadpole embryo looked like a being. Being 1 day old. It didn't even have a heart yet. The researchers in a white coat, gloves, who hovered over it, made a precise surgical incision where his head would form. Moments later, the brain was gone, but the embryo was still alive. The brief procedure took Celesta Heron Recon, a neuroscience postdoc at Allen Discovery Center of Tufts University, back to the country house in Spain, where she'd grown up in the mountains of Madrid. When she was 11 years old, while walking her dog, she found the snake. It was beautiful, but I realized I wanted to see what was inside the head, she recalled. Wow, you just think of stuff like that. That's crazy. She performed her first lab test using kitchen knives, tweezers. She had been fascinated by many shapes and evolutionary morphologies of the brain ever since. Her collection now holds 1,000 brains from all types of creatures. 1,000 brains. That's what they're doing, collecting these creatures' brains. You know, they're saying they can live without it. And they're intrigued by the fact that the bioelectricity, they believe, they believe the brain instead controls the growth of the body instead of bioelectricity, they're saying. So let's take you down to that. This time, however, she was not interested in the brain itself, but in how an African clawed frog would develop without one. You see that developing them without one. You know, she and her supervisor, software engineer turned developmental biologists, are investigating whether the brain and nervous system play a crucial role in laying out patterns that dictate the shapes and identities of emergent organs and limbs and other structures. Seems like they're going to another level with this. I mean, trying to create species without brains or something like that. I don't know. But just give you an update on this one. It's one of those ancient wells, like back in the day. These wells were used for good purposes and bad purposes, just like everything in the world is. Nothing is used for just one purpose. You know, of course, there was a lot of pagan stuff I remember happening. But it's also, you know, just like, you know, when people get baptized, all this stuff. It says holy well, sacred spring, or small body of water revered either is a Christian or pagan context, sometimes both. Out here in the middle of nowhere, just looking at this well right here. Haven't dived deep into this yet, but gotta know what you're coming across in the real world. I'm pretty sure some of y'all know a lot more about it. Comment on what you know. See, now some people are scared to approach like certain things. I looked today to see if any 5G was implanted on any of these trees, and so far, no, not in Mississippi. We don't have any, but no cameras. But I have been looking around, and I advise you to check your areas out. So now we're looking up here, see what we can find. I showed you that well earlier, ancient site. You know, Indians were here. And like I said, they changed the name from Biloxi, from Biloxi to B-I. It was Bilocci, but they changed to, you know, converted the name of the land. Just look around to tell somebody stay out here, especially when you look in this area. Somebody definitely stay back in here. You can tell. Don't know who, but if I find them, I'll be willing to lend a hand. Yep, you can see the setup right here. Damn, look like somebody stayed about right over there. Let's go down there, come on. Oh my God! Ha! You thought something happened, didn't you? I just wanted to prank y'all, but it's raining out here now, pillar. And I gotta get out of here. Steven Johnson, JWTV. Subscribe, click the bell. I'll be back for more. Oh my God.